Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Episode 150. Straight. We did it, didn't we? All right, let's make it a good one. because that was supposed to just get me started. Every Sunday, same thing. I wake up, I'm totally destroyed. And then eventually, the first coffee kicks in, first joint kicks in. A bit of music makes you feel good. And you realize everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. It will. You'll see. 150, folks. 150 straight days of broadcast. Certainly more than 150 broadcasts, though. Sometimes 2 a day, sometimes 3 a day. Once we did 4 a day. We've accomplished something here. Feels good, doesn't it? Don't you feel closer to each other? Don't you feel like you've gotten to know so many more people? Don't you feel like you have something in common? More people now? That's why we do it. That's why we all do it, man. I've always said, since the very beginning of this thing, it is times of great duress that we see what people are made of. Times of great duress don't make someone's character, they reveal it. So, guess what, folks? Congratulations, you've revealed who you are to everybody, and everyone very clearly loves you for it. We're all better because of it. We are. And I'm so very honored to be here with you. It's been a crazy path. I mean, I remember starting this whole thing. I remember day one. Day one wasn't even day one because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Just, all of a sudden, we hear about this pandemic and we're not really allowed to go outdoors anymore. People are getting sick all around us and nobody knows what to do. That included me and you. So, I had no idea what to do. So I decided to start playing music. I decided, I gotta do something with myself. I mean, who am I to think that I can make any difference at all in the world? I mean, is this just some exercise in narcissism? I mean, these are certainly the questions that I battled with early on, but ultimately I always came down to the same thing. What I'm trying to do is make a difference. It doesn't matter. Even if I fail, I'm trying to make a difference. I know in my heart that that's what it was. And here we are. And we've done so many things together. We've seen some of our loved ones move on. We've seen John Prine move on, and we celebrated his life. We've seen Kenny Rogers move on. We've celebrated his life. We've sung together. We've laughed together. Laugh. It's funny. Somehow, all of a sudden, I can't say laugh anymore. It's like laugh, because it's like laughter. Do you remember laughter? We've shared many things together. We've lost Maestro Morricone and did a fabulous tribute to him. Jesus, man. Just a few days ago, we grinded out 10 straight hours. And when we started all of this, Jesus, some of us, man, grinding all right, let's grind together to 6,000. And we got together and it's like, all right, let's just keep going until we hit 6,000 YouTube subscribers. And then 6,000 became 7,000. 7,000 became 8, 9, and 10,000. And 2 days ago, 17,000. And that first show, when we grinded out 4,000, there were only a handful of us. I mean, not 4,000, 6,000. There were only a handful of us that did that one. But somehow, Team Grind happened. And some of us just got together and it's like, fuck, let's do this. And just valued just the things. Like, let's grind this through, you know? And we did 4-hour shows and 5 and 6 and 7-hour shows. Then we did an 8-hour show. It's like, wow, 8 straight hours. And then that wasn't enough. We did 9 hours. 9 hours straight. And I remember thinking when that 9 hours happened, we can't, I mean, that's crazy. That's it. And suddenly, 2 days ago, 10 hours and 11 minutes straight of broadcast, no interruption. And it's during that same day that we hit 17,000 subscribers. And it's just one milestone after another. And my favorite part about the milestones is sharing them with you. Like, doing it alone it's not even close to the same. I am motivated by myself. But it is the fact that we do it together that makes it. And here we are. Now the latest milestone, 150. 150 straight days of work. I mean, in effect, okay, you know, some days have 31 months and all that, that's fine, but that's 5 straight months of work without a single day off. And I've always had this idea, like, work ethic always mattered to me, so it's like, it's because it's something that they can't take away from you. What you have inside you, nobody can take it from you. Possessions, they can be taken away. You know? But what you have inside you, you can't have anybody take that away. And if you work on what's inside you, ain't nobody can tell you shit. That's not arrogance. You earned the right to know who you are. You earned the right to be proud of what you work every day to become. On what you work every day to be. And sometimes that's really simple stuff. That means just taking care of your kids. That's just making sure that you take care after your animal's needs. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. It really is these simple things, but no one can take your own dignity away from you. Nobody can take the things that you do away from you. And that's kind of what's always kept me going. It's like my work ethic, no one can take it from me. Nobody can tell me I didn't. And my entire life, I've been told I didn't, I won't, I can't. And I can say that these last 150 days have forced me to take really hard looks at myself. Like, hard looks at myself. And I was fine with it. I mean, I knew that I was ready to do that kind of thing. And I mean, I'm absolutely comfortable with my own thoughts. You know? But I faced some big fears that don't seem like fears to some people, but it's like we all have our own fears inside us. And that shit's not logical. It's not logical, man. Any trauma you suffer, anything inside you that makes you behave in a certain way, it's not logical. It's all emotional. You need to sort out those things. And the things that you sort out, you can't just do it with the gray matter in between your ears. You have to sort it out with your emotions too. So there's this entire process. and sorted out a lot of things. And I think that you guys might be surprised to know what the biggest breakthrough is for me. And I might be a little bit surprised myself, but it's the silliest thing in the world. I got this thing only a few days ago, a week ago, but I'm going to learn how to play an instrument. I don't think you can possibly believe what that means to me. I've wanted to. Everything that happens between my ears made it so that I never played an instrument. Everything between my ears, man, made me go, this person who's loved music more than anything else, this person who's just basically dedicated his life to music now, to art, never played an instrument. I've been told many times it's not normal. It's like there's something, it's insane that you don't play an instrument. And you make all sorts of excuses in your head. Well, I'm not good. I'm not dexterous. I'm not somebody who's ever going to be able, I never found the right thing, the right instrument. And sometimes that instrument is a pen, or a keyboard. Sometimes that instrument is a paintbrush. Whatever, man, but you gotta do yours. And messing around and doing this thing out of necessity that we call moran concrète made it so that we started making noise together. Simple reasoning, just to get rid of the copyright police. That's why we did it. That's why Moran Concrète started. Do away with the copyright police. And before we knew it, we started realizing, hey, you know what? We can make a noise here that can be fun. And we can make this count for something, and it could be ridiculous, and it could be whatever it is that you want it to be. And then all of a sudden, started making noise with this thing, and I started making noise with that thing. And I'm not the most rhythmic person in the world. I'm not. But I feel music, though. I see music. I can't explain. Synesthesia. I think one thing that I discovered over these last 150 days is that I probably, if synesthesia is a real thing, then that makes sense to me. I don't just hear music. I see colors. I hear a piece of music and I can start thinking about smells. And I start thinking about food. And I think you guys have seen that, right? I talk about food all the time. I talk about all of this stuff, and it's just because to me it's kind of like all the same thing. And I talk about the buffet all the time. How you should... There's an entire buffet, man. Eat it all. You don't have to worry. Your favorite bits are there. But try everything. And it's by doing that, something that completely out of necessity, that stuff started coming in. It's like I started realizing, it's like, okay, well, maybe I can't play a guitar, I can't play a bass, it's not me, I don't even imagine myself liking doing that. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's just, I know that my strength isn't this. I know that my strength isn't my dexterity. You guys have seen the way I work turntables and boards and stuff. I'm a disaster. I'm a fucking disaster. I'm always going to be a disaster. Always. So that's not me. But then you realize it's like music and art can be anything you want. It doesn't have to be a constructed song. It doesn't have to be any of that. It could be a shade. It could be a mood. It could be anything. And a theremin came in. DDT sent a theremin. And it's a complicated instrument, but I realized that I can start adding shade, and I can start adding mood to music that already has shade and mood, and I can start manipulating the way it sounds, and I can create a mood. And I can create that mood and make it subtle, and I can create that mood and make it heavy and dense if I want to. And suddenly I realized, wow, okay, this is art, isn't it? It's not art in the sense of writing a song, but it has to be art because I buy records that sound exactly like this. I buy records that are all about this. So all of a sudden, that started becoming something. And then, instruments, again, they don't make sense to me, but this all of a sudden came in. A keyboard. I've always stayed away from keyboards because it's just, they're big. You got to have your fingers all out and this kind of thing. It's just, you see how fast they move their hands on the keys. And it's like, fuck, I can't do that. I mean, it's just, I'm not going to be good at that. I know I'm not going to be good at that. And the reason it is that I thought that, I realized is wrong. I say I'm not going to be good at that because that is my own idea of music and creating music within the box, creating art within the box. This idea that it has value only if somebody places value on it. The only person that's got to place value on it is you. You got to paint for you. You got to do it for you. And then all of a sudden, I started looking at my limitations. And my limitations have stopped me. I mean, psychological limitations, all sorts of limitations stopped me from doing music, from doing art. And then just by doing it and not worrying about being any good, and I mean, look, I know I'm not good, okay? It's just, I'm a disaster. You guys see, man, I make mistakes all the fucking time. The reason Sunday's good is because I talk so much. Because I don't have to fuck around with this turntable and that turntable. Because once I start going into that, I'm done. Right? And then I started realizing this is the piece that basically made it for me, okay? Because it's real simple. This is a melodica. And what you do is, there's no power in this, okay? Look, so it's not plugged in, nothing. You have to power it yourself by blowing into this. So, check. I don't know how to play this. I don't know how to play this at all. But it's got a keyboard and it's an instrument. And, I mean, Augustus Pablo does amazing things with this, and I love the sound of a melodica. I love the fucking melodica. I love it as an instrument. And this keyboard doesn't seem all that intimidating. And this is where it is that it clicked. This thing is where it clicked. So just this week, it's like, I can learn how to play this. This looks really... I can learn how to play this. And it's the first time that it opened up something in my own mind. I actually want to learn now. And for the first time, it's like, wait a second. I think I want to take a formal music lesson. Yeah. I want to take a formal music lesson. I'm 50. I've never taken a formal music lesson in my entire life. I don't know anything. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? I don't know notes. I don't know scales. I don't know chords. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the structure. The nuts and bolts. I know nothing about that. I'm telling you, nothing. Okay? But I feel it, though. That I do. I mean, I feel it, and I feel it pretty strong. And I see it in colors, and I smell it, and I can, like, that's there. So all of a sudden I realized, you know, if there's some basic mathematics behind music, if there's some basic stuff that I should know that would allow me to understand these keys here, so that I'm able to put the sounds together and it doesn't sound like just a mess like it does now, okay? Then maybe it's time to take a lesson, because I realize that this here is going to unlock enormous parts of my life. This toy here is going to unlock enormous parts of my life. So at 150, I am more excited now. I'm tired, but I am more excited now than ever before, because it could be anything, and we can do it together. And this entire concept of moran concret came together. Yoko Ono, man, up to a certain point, a big part of that was Yoko Ono. I talked about how, mistakes. Not mistakes, but trying to get the copyright police off our dick led us to moran concret. Because I started making noise in between just so that I can get the algorithm to get off the song. And Yoko Ono, you know I like Yoko Ono. I love Yoko Ono. I love John Zorn. I like noisy stuff. I really do. And anyway, she was part of a movement of art called Fluxus. And the basic tenet of Fluxus is that the value in art is in the creation. It's not the end product. It is in the here and now. It is in the creation. It is very much the same idea of improvisation. Improvisation is Fluxus. It happens right there. So as soon as it is that I started looking at that, and a lot of people understand Fluxus, because what's Fluxus? I mean, live performance is Fluxus. If you're going there and you see these musicians, these jazz musicians, and I think somebody shared a story just this week actually, yeah, about Herbie Hancock and how he showed up at a session, how he had a session to do, and they were all hanging around the studio. The dude shows up 45 minutes late or a couple hours late. I forgot how long it was. It doesn't matter. But, never met. They never met this guy. He comes in 2 hours late, which I still think is not cool one way or another. Should be prompt. But he comes in, has these scraps of paper, gives this paper to this guy, that guy, boom, let's get started. And they made a beautiful noise, and they made a record. I don't know which one, but right away. So that magic just happened. It was in the doing. And I know myself well enough that if I start connecting to that part more, huge things are coming. Inside for me. I mean, what does that mean? Huge things are coming. It means whatever it is that has meaning for you. Does huge things mean fame and fortune? I don't give a shit about that. I just want to do this for the rest of my life. That's all I want to do. As long as I am able to do this forever, that's the thing. I put a foot in front of the other. So the rest doesn't matter. But so it's not that. It's not a monetary thing, because who would want to listen to a moron play with toys? I'm not a musician. I told you I don't know anything about music theory. Zero. Nothing. Zip. So why would anybody pay attention to it? But it's in calling it moran concret. It's in actually laughing at the whole thing up to a certain point. You're not really laughing at it, but kind of like winking at it. That you give yourself the freedom to do whatever you want. You give yourself the freedom not to have to be professional. You give yourself the freedom to just have fun. To just express yourself. So I can go on the air and I don't know what I'm doing. What you just heard is not music. I know this. It sounds bad to my ears too. Wouldn't it be cool if I could take this thing and I can make it actually sound decent? It's called a melodica. Wouldn't it be great if I can make it sound melodious somehow? I guess what I'm getting at over here is that you got to give yourself permission. It's important. The only reason all of this happened is because I realized that my answers lay outside the box. So, your answers lay outside your box, man. Seriously. I'm not kidding you. Your answers lay outside your box. And you have to get uncomfortable and you have to be willing to suck. What's important is that you do it. It is absolutely important that you do it and you don't stop. Because if it means that much to you, you got to do it. And so I'm telling you, here we are, man. Episode 150. I'm a 50-year-old man. I've gone 150 straight days of work. Right? I'm a 50-year-old man. Anthony Fantoma calls himself the hardest working man in music. I think I'll take that title. Thank you. Ain't nobody work as hard as me. Why can I say that? It's not arrogance. It's because I did it. This 150 days, nobody takes it from me. It's mine. I did it. And it is with that in mind. What happens in the future? What happens beyond 150? What do I do? Are you guys cool with the fact that I'm doing all this talking? Should I be playing more music? I guess that's the big answer. What do I do? Lots has happened over the last 150 days. A lot of you have really been here for a good long while. We were kind of going over patrons, right? And it's like we got 476 patrons. We were like at maybe 100 something when we started this whole thing. And many of you have just been there. Rob's my brother. I know Rob's with me. Can't be here during the week. He's here on Sunday, but I know the man's got me. Johnny's my brother. He's got me. Fucking Delaney, kid. You understand? A kid, 24 years old. That dude just worked his ass off. But he multitasked, he helped me out, and he's got me. A kid. What happens with this kid? When this kid grows up, if he starts this way now, you know what happens? He becomes an extraordinary man. All you gotta do is get behind the fucking mule. That's it. You've seen me lose my fucking mind. You've seen me cry. You've seen me laugh. You've seen me go off on people. You've seen me lose my composure. Yeah. Gonzo Radio. Right. And one guy said just a few weeks ago, okay, well, you use the term Gonzo Radio as an excuse to permit yourself to act like an asshole. And that guy missed it altogether. No. I call it Gonzo Radio because life is messy. And because I'm going to be an asshole sometimes because I'm a human being. That's why. So what's it called? Gonzo Radio doesn't give me the permission to be an asshole. And it doesn't mean that I want to be an asshole. It means that you live exactly who you are. And you accept yourself as the imperfect fucking person that you are. I got scars. I got issues. I got too much anger. Make mistakes. That's what it is. It doesn't give you permission. Whether you like it or not, permission or not, you're going to make mistakes. Whether you like it or not, you're going to be a prick sometimes. You're going to be an asshole sometimes. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall. It's not by giving it a title that you give yourself permission. No. But you got to get behind the mule every morning. You try to be the best human being that you can all the time, and you can only try to be better today than you were yesterday. That's it. And if you keep doing that, you're going to go from being just ordinary to extraordinary. That's it. Gonzo Radio simply means being real. That's it. So when it is that I tell you, when it is that you see me, fuck man, this guy's like, he's going off. Yeah, of course, there's a show aspect to it. I put it on. There's part of that. But on the other hand, there's parts of it that are not. It's just, that's it. That's me. What do you want me to do? I mean, do you trust people who fucking... Why do you think people don't trust politicians? Because they're always trying to make sure that they show you who they are best. Or anybody, right? Why is it that people place these athletes on a pedestal? Why do they place artists on a pedestal? Because they have this idea in their own head, this distorted idea of some kind of perfection. And if these artists start doing that, and if these athletes start trying to feed that, it's not going to work. So what happens to these athletes? Alcohol, drug abuse. What happens when they retire? A lot of them kill themselves. Because it's just... You got to be able to be something outside of just what people expect. You have to give yourself a chance to make mistakes. You got to give yourself a chance to be imperfect. You have to be imperfect. You have to be. You're not going to get better if you're not imperfect. You're never going to meet a master chef with no scars. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't happen. Every master chef has cut himself and badly, or herself and badly. So that's just what it is. To me, that's what Gonzo Radio is. It's just, that's what fucking Fluxus is. Live here now. And give yourself the fucking space to be a human being. Humanity is imperfect. Doesn't mean you can't try. It doesn't mean that you can't adopt a set of principles and try every day to keep them. And it doesn't mean that you can't get behind the fucking mule every day and plow. So, that last 3 notes that I did immediately made me think of Sesame Street. I want to learn how to play Sesame Street on this. You know the song Midnight Cowboy by Faith No More? Listened to it just 2 days ago and realized that's the first song I want to learn how to play. Crazy, right? The first song I want to learn how to play officially is Midnight Cowboy because it's simple. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. If I can do that, I'll be extremely happy. I don't know how to do that right now on this. What's the difference between the black keys and the white keys? I don't know. I don't know. So, I'm going to give myself a chance to practice exactly what I preached. 150 is not the end, it's the beginning. It's the beginning. I'm going to learn how to play this fucking instrument. I don't have to make a record, I don't have to do any of it, although I will. But I'm going to learn how to play this instrument, and I'm going to learn how to play Midnight Cowboy by Faith No More. And when I learn how to play Midnight Cowboy by Faith No More, I will have accomplished something. And I know that my mind, my brain, everything's going to change. My entire life is going to change. I know my entire life is going to change. So 150 is not the end. 50 years old, not the fucking end. I'm better now at 50 than I've ever been in my life. I work harder today than I've ever worked in my entire life. So what happens beyond 150? What happens beyond 150? You get behind the mule and you plow. We're going another 50. That's a big one. We're going another 50. We're going to 200. We're going to 200. Why? I mean, I've told myself, I've thought about this long and hard, because I've reached some points where it's like, and you've seen me on air, where it's like, I can't fucking continue. I'm done, man. I'm like, I'm burnt. I need a vacation. I need something. But it's like, vacation? What vacation? Where am I going to go? There's nowhere to fucking go. We're stuck. So where am I going to go? You know where it is that I want to go? I want to go somewhere with my family. And once I'm done that, I want to go to San Francisco so we can hang out together. And I want to visit you. I can't do that, can I? So we're stuck, aren't we? Am I tired? Yeah. But what, vacation to what? Vacation so that I can go and I can come back downstairs every morning anyway and play music? Is it going to be hard? Yeah, it's going to be hard. But, and I don't know if I'm going to make it. That's the truth. I am not fucking lying. I don't know if I'm going to make it. But I know one thing, though, that if I make it, if I say that I'm trying and if it's there and it happens kind of thing, and I make it only to 151, that's still one day more than 150. And that's worth it. So, I can't worry about the failure, and I'm not thinking about the failure. I'm not. What I'm saying is, let's see what happens. So 50. Yeah. Let's see if we can make it to 200. Together, Fluxus, together. And let's make a big noise because the next 50, I'm going to learn how to play this. And something really cool's happened. Is that one of our own is a teacher, music teacher. Fucking studied at Berkeley College of Music. So like we're talking about the real shit. Berkeley's like hot stuff, right? And he agreed to give me lessons. He agreed to give me a lesson. And I'll take that lesson. I'll take that lesson. I'll see what I can do with it, and I plan to be a keen student. I can't wait to start. But it's going to start with that one lesson. And Dib, you're there. Thank you. It's just I don't remember your name. Yeah, Dib. I'm keen, man. I want to learn how to play because it's time to really make something important happen in the next 50. The next 50 are going to be the most important days of my life. I'm going to learn how to play an instrument. This is the most important thing in my life. Yeah. Let's listen to a bit of music, all right?
She came and she touched me with hands made of heaven, reflections since spinning through a face laced in mist. Now I stand where she left me, buried deep beneath her shadow, and the mirror pleads sadly, has it all come to this? And I wonder, will she call my name? Where the wind careens madly through wide windows, painless fragrances mingle in a room full of shade. The peons pick partners and waltz across the ceilings, but the violins whisper that I've been betrayed. Trying not to look a shame, where the drunkards drink deeply from cups full of nothingness. Ghost lovers laugh at the games that they play, while the moments do somersaults into eternity, cling to their coattails and beg them to stay, saying, I got nothing to hide. Well, illusions projected on walls made of Tiffany mad minuets to a sad satin song. The harlequin mandolins harmonize helplessly, hoping that endlessly won't last for long, praying that their God ain't died. Then I turn and I see her in a dress made of moonlight. Teardrops like diamonds run slow down her face, and her arms, they surround me like chains made of velvet, and the demons fall faithfully into their place, and the river runs with jewels. Now the morning lies open, the night went quite quickly, memory harmlessly fractures and fades. All the poets do push-ups on carpets of rubber foam. Loudly they laugh at some joke that's been made, and the wise men speak like fools.
Towns. Thanks, Towns. Yeah, did a lot of talking. Playing the music felt good. It felt great to say all that, too. I'm not scared. I'm excited. Like, I'm excited, man. 50-year-old guy who's just been fucking obsessed with music finally learns an instrument. I don't care what that... I don't. All I'm thinking to myself is, what simple songs can I learn? Like, I mean, you think... Because... And, you know, I don't know. I've never thought that way about me doing it. Never. Never! The thing that unlocked it was the fucking theremin. I gotta get that thing out because that's part of the story. Really, that theremin is part of the story. It kind of started there. Let me play you some... let me play you some Hazel Atkins. Okay, we'll keep the country mood a little bit. This is some of the country blues mood, I guess. This is some of the stuff that I picked up from Fat Possum. Told you that I bought a whole fuckload of records. You don't have to worry. My wife's listening. She knows what I spend on records. She sees what comes through the mail. I've always been this guy, you know. Music matters to me. It's surrounded by books. I'm surrounded by music. I'm surrounded by art. I got art everywhere. I got fucking album covers stapled to my wall. I'm 50 years old. This is not the way a 50-year-old is supposed to behave. This is not the way a 50-year-old is supposed to live. Oh, you mean the box? Guys, I've lost so many years to the box. I've lost decades to the fucking box. Stop. Just don't. Do it, man. I'll get out the theremin to make a point. Listen to some Hazel Atkins, okay?
Well, I work all day, talking to my Lord. Well, I work all day, talking to my Lord. Well, I'm going over here to see my Lord. Going over here to see my Lord. Going over here, oh, to see my Lord. Want to talk to somebody who teach me all things. Oh, I want to see my Lord who teach me all things. I'm going over here, oh, to be with my Lord. You know, my mama told me she would meet me over the hill someplace. You know, my mama told me she'd meet me over here someplace. Oh, I'm going over here, wow, to be with my Lord. Going over the hill, oh, to be with my Lord.
Yeah. Hey, DDT. So, I guess I'm gonna have to do this way. I hope I'm like on screen and stuff. This started everything for me. as I was trying to figure out, actually, here, let me just get down for a bit. Just so you know, I'm going to try not to make this be a load of self-absorbed bullshit. I put zero thought into what it is that I'm saying today. None. It's just, you remember what I said about Fluxus? You just do? Well, I'm just doing. That's it. But what it is I'd like to do is just try to drive home how much this is community in every sense. Community, like really. It's not me, it's us. It's not bullshit that I just say. Okay? It's us. You guys have made this happen. With your words, with your positive energy, with coming in with an amazing attitude into this entire thing. And patrons are important. That's why it is that the patronage is so fucking important to me. I don't care how much you have. I don't judge you on the size of your wallet. I don't care. I don't. But if you're going to do something and if you want to be a part of something, don't just do something for what you can get from it. You have to do your part. You have to. That's community. That's society, man. And that part doesn't have to be big. If you don't have money, I get it. Money's not the only way that you do. So that's why it is that when I look at the patronage, $2 a month, that's gonna stay, man. It has to. It has to. Right? So something started happening that I wasn't expecting at all. It's just you guys started wanting to support this in more than just $2 a month. You know? And DDT started showing up and supporting this. And I want you to know that you have to understand, everything that comes in, this doesn't come to me. What do you think I do with all of this? I take it and I put it right back in. I do. I'm not kidding. This is going to get better. I promise this is going to get better. You guys, when it is that I promised you that I'm going to give you a ride, I'm going to give you a fucking ride like you've never seen before. If you're not having fun yet, oh boy, it's coming. I'm not done. Because I am 50, and I am not fucking done. I'm going to make the best out of this life no matter what, and I'm going to extract every last bit until I die, and nobody's going to stop me. Nobody. And what I want to do is I want to be here with you. That's what I want for my life. I want to do this for the rest of my life. That's what I want. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Doing exactly this. Because nothing makes me happier than playing music, than talking to you. This is what I need to do. So, art. Patronage and patrons have always been an important part of the art, of the arts. Always. Art does not move forward without it. And that's why it is that I say in a society, everybody contributes differently. Especially living in like capitalist society, this idea that you contribute only financially to the world is an absolutely terrible, fucking terrible, soul-sucking way to live. And it's wrong. So some people are able to give with finance. Other people are able to give with other things. What's important is that you give to whatever you believe in. Not that you give to this. If you don't believe in Vinyl Junkies, it's fine. You don't have to. What I'm saying is find what you believe in. Find what you like. Find what works for you. And contribute towards it. And contribute towards it in a way that is positive and does for more than just yourself. Do it for more than that. Do it for others. Okay? Find your place, find what's important to you, find your passion, stick. But we started to get, patrons keep us in this. And they allow me to move it forward. They allow me to do a whole lot of things. And I get a lot of records. I mean, Gladys Sadik has sent a ton of records, and he's the one who sent the Melodica, which I just talked about. But it kind of started a lot simpler than that, and it had to be. Because I was so wrong. I was so off the point when it came to music and having to fit in the box and having to be a musician, not make mistakes, a whole lot of stuff like this, right? And it had to be put in the simplest way possible. And the theremin is it. I mean, I'm a fan of the theremin. I really am. Always loved the instrument. I want to buy records from the theremin, so I'm still looking for Clara Rockmore records. I'm still looking for Lydia Kavina records. So it's like I know this stuff, and I like it, you know? And basically, what's a theremin? It makes noise. That's all. That's what it does. It makes noise. And DDT sent it. DDT sent the theremin to me. And it changed everything because it's the simplest thing in the world. All you have to do is move your hands. So let me show you, okay? I'm going to put up the mic so that you might be able to hear it more. All you do is check on, bring this up, right? So, and it's by doing that that the idea of creating something with sound started coming into the picture. Give me a second, please. I mean, I can certainly do something. You know, I might not know how to play an instrument, but I know how to move my hands around. And I know how to gesticulate, and I know how to do that with passion. I know how, and all of a sudden it started. It's like, wait a second. All I got to do is make this, just move my hands around, make a noise. And I started being able to do that and starting to understand the sounds. And it's like, I still don't understand it. I'm like, I don't know how to play that damn thing. As a matter of fact, if you look at theremin performances on YouTube, go look up Clara Rockmore. What she does, every finger brings out something. It's like, it's fucking mind-boggling what you can do with this thing. But what wound up happening is, again, the deal is that Moran Concret started because we were trying to create noises. We were trying to create distractions so that the copyright police would not recognize the song and would not take us off the air. That's how this started. That's how the theremin started. It didn't start as, I'm going to become a musician. Nothing. It started as, I don't want to get thrown off anymore. The only way that I could do that is sometimes I got to make noise in between, so wouldn't it be cool to have noisemakers? And the theremin was a noisemaker. That's it. But then, as I started doing all of that, I looked through my collection, and it's like I have a lot of ambient music. I have a lot of electronic music. Like, I love electronic music. And I started thinking about everything that I can add that to. And I got the new board, so there were sound effects, and there were echoes and reverbs, and I still don't understand them. There's way too much. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm telling you. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm figuring it out every day. I'm on it. I'm doing this kind of a thing. And all of a sudden, I started realizing, well, wait a second, there's one thing that I do know. I know my music collection, though, and I know what works. And I know where I could fit this in, and I started trying things, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. The best time was the last time that I did this. I don't know if you guys caught Mohan Concrete during the... well, it's off the air now because it's been blocked. But I don't know who caught Mohan Concrete, the last one. To me, it was just the best one. Finally, I'm starting to get it. It's coming together because I'm beginning to understand what works with it. I'm beginning to understand the music that works with it. And all of a sudden, what it is that I'm doing, I'm participating. And I'm inviting you guys to participate. Believe me, this isn't done. This gets really good once you guys are in the picture. Once you guys are in the picture, that's when this gets good. And we will get there. Just trust me. Okay? This gets good when you're part of it. But really. So, the best part is ahead, is what I'm saying. I can't believe how energized I feel right now. I got almost no fucking sleep. But just these noises gave way to something else. It's just it needed something as simple as all you got to do is move your hands around. And it had to be by accident that I did that. I had to trick my own brain. Because if I would have thought of it as, oh, I'm trying to create music, I wouldn't have done it. My brain, that box, all of the things that made it so that I never picked up an instrument in my life before, would have been triggered and I would have stayed stuck. It took this theremin, where it's kind of like you just move around and you make noise. And then you take that and you use the records as a structure to add on top of it. And then I started realizing, it's like, wait a second, I can mix this record with this record and that kind of will sound cool together. And then I realized it's like, wait a second, in order for that to happen, it's a lot easier if I get a third turntable. So I added a third turntable to the mix. So now I work with 3 turntables. And, then this came in. And this is what it is that changed everything. It started with the theremin. It started with just making noise. Really. And it started not because we're trying to make music or art or anything. It started with, we don't want to get thrown off. And the idea of the whole term Mohan Concrete came up because it's like it's laughable. I mean, this is so bad it's fucking laughable. And here we are. And then all of a sudden this came in just last week. Now this looks like an instrument and I can't pretend that it's just a noisemaker anymore. So all of a sudden I want to learn this and I'm committed to learning this, and it's not just me moving my hands around. All of a sudden I got this keyboard, this small keyboard, so not very intimidating, and I want to learn the mathematics behind it. I want to learn how to do it. I want to learn just at least a little bit to be able to do something. And before you know it, I'm a 50-year-old man who's going to learn how to play an instrument for the first time. On air. You're going to see me suck. You're going to see me suck. I mean, I can't suck worse than now. I don't know how to play it. So this is literally the best I could do. It's just... I don't know what each key means. I don't know what it does. I don't get it. So, what I'm telling you is that you've heard the worst. And it's going to get progressively better. Every day. And you might not notice it one day to another, but it's going to get better every day. Why am I saying all of this? Because I want you to stay focused on my own life and my thing? Of course not. Obviously, you realize that I'm using all of this as an analogy for you. Do the same. Don't fucking let the box stop you. Do what you gotta do. Do it every day. Get behind that fucking mule. Just do it. And give yourself the chance to suck. Alright? And fuck anybody that tries to get in your way. Stop it. The only person that can get in your way is you. That's it. Answer to the person in the mirror. If you can answer to the person in the mirror, and if you could look at the mirror dead in the eyes and answer to that and be comfortable with what you see, then you did it right. Anybody that has anything to say, should be doing the same thing. And I think that if everybody just looked at their own mirror and stopped trying to stack themselves up to somebody else, stopped seeing themselves in terms of how high or low on a totem pole they are, and start measuring themselves in terms of how much you have in this bank or that bank, or stop. Stop. If gingivitis taught us anything, is that there's more meaning to life than all of that. What happened when all of that got taken away and we were forced home? What happened? People were stuck with their thoughts. They're hard times, aren't they? Of course. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. So, do something with it. You can make it hurt and not make it count for anything, or you can make it hurt, embrace it, and try to do something with it. That's what it is that I started this whole fucking thing for. Episode 1, that's what this was about. I gotta do something. But I'm worthless. But I don't matter. Who the fuck do I think I am that I can make any difference? I gotta try. Here we are, 150 days later. So guess what? All of those doubts, what? You think I don't go through them? You think I don't... This entire thing is doubts. I wake up depressed every day. I wake up anxious every day because I don't know how to fill the day. And what I learned is... just be. I promise. You're going to go to one thing, and then you're going to go to another thing, and then you're going to have to go to another thing, and before you do it, you've filled your vessel. And you've done something meaningful. So, I look at somebody like Delaney, who's 24, or his girlfriend Kyra, who's a kid too, and I'm excited for them. I wish I had somebody who would have told me all this at their age. Kyra's an artist, so make art. Don't worry about sucking at it. Suck. Let that fucking pencil move. Move that pencil. That's your job. That's the hard part. All right? Tommy, Alaska, you're trying to do something. You got 2 kids. Shit's hard. You got to work. You got to make ends meet. You're doing your podcast. You have a dream. You don't know. You don't know, but you got a dream. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. That's it. And if it matters enough and you really care about it, you're going to keep doing it until you make it work. Because Vinyl Junkies didn't start 150 days ago. Vinyl Junkies started 9 years ago. Sorry. 9 years ago. It matters. It absolutely matters. And the reason it is that I keep going on is because I want to show you. Get behind the fucking mule. Don't tell me you can't. And when you feel you can't, it doesn't matter. If you're in a community, people are going to pick you up. How many times have you guys picked me up? So, I've got 150 straight days, 5 straight months of work. And I just said I'm going to try to go another 50. That's going to be, nearly 7 fucking months of work straight. I might not make it, but we go. We go. We move. And we keep trying. The hardest part, I promise, man, the hardest part is fucking starting. Get behind the motherfucking mule. Get behind the mule. I mean it. And for those of you that support this damn thing, with your tips, with your kind words, with your behavior here, the way it is that you are together with each other, with the love that you show each other, keep doing it. It counts. You are contributing to this. You are making this better. And we're doing something special. I don't have to make any grand promises, or I can make them. You know why it is that I'm comfortable making whatever grand promises? Whenever it is that I tell you, strap in. We're not done. I promise. We're not done here. We're not done. All right? You know why I can say that? Because I know that I'm going to get up tomorrow morning and I'm going to get behind the mule. That's why. Does it mean that I know? I can have all the fucking dreams in my head. I can have every dream in my life. If you don't start doing it, that's all they are. You're responsible for your fucking path. So, just do it, man, and don't let that scare you. Not knowing, it doesn't matter. Don't let that scare you. How are you going to learn? Let me tell you something. Someone who knows everything can't learn anything. So you got to beware of the people who act like they know everything. They can't learn shit. They can't learn because they already know. That's why I stop the conversation immediately. When I start talking to people who know, and you see that they're, I stop immediately. No problem. You know, so it's like, what's the point of talking? We can't share. You already know. So if you already know, I'm going to let you alone. You be your bad self. I'm going to take my ignorance and I'm going to go over there, because over there, there's something to learn. And I embrace the fact that I am ignorant. It's the only way I can learn. If I go forward thinking that I know, already one step behind. I've already taken away one fucking tool in my belt right away to getting better. You can't learn if you already know. So, stop acting like you know. If you don't know. If you don't know, just fucking accept that, hey, you're a human being and you can't know everything. Stop trying to be something that's impossible. Stop trying to create this idea inside your own head that's impossible. Embrace that you don't know. Embrace what you don't know. Embrace that stuff. If you really feel like you know, you don't have to tell the entire fucking world about it. You know, period. And you feel comfortable. And if you really are smart or whatever the case is, it's not a stagnant position where it is you are and that's it and then you stop. No, you got to keep working. An athlete keeps working out. An athlete keeps practicing. A painter keeps painting. You got to keep doing it. And they all sucked. Once upon a time. Pablo Picasso wasn't born with a fucking paintbrush in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Wayne Gretzky wasn't born with a pair of skates on his feet. You learn. And age isn't a restriction either. If you got something inside you that needs doing, then do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now. If doing it now requires that you get off this fucking show right now and you got to go do it, get off now, leave. Go do something else that's more important. But don't ever stop trying. Don't ever stop getting behind the mule, because it matters. I'm going to pull out some records, all right? I want to listen to some music. I'm going to play some jazz for you. The Jimmy Giuffre 3. Delaney says that Pablo Picasso said that it took him 30 years to learn how to paint like a child. Yeah. See, that's the entire thing, man. Sometimes you got to be willing to paint like a child. You have to. You have to go back to all of that. Because there's an evolution that happens in your own brain. Your brain changes. And what you do and what you spend time on changes as you keep doing it. So it's a process that has to continue. And it's a process that we will continue. And I plan to be the example. The way it is that I can be the example is real simple. All I got to do is show up. With my mistakes, with my flaws. You guys are going to call me Mohan for the rest of my life. 216. I'm going to see that number for the rest of my days. Because you know I'm going to make mistakes. You know I am. You know I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to forget the volume. I'm going to do things, stupid things. Okay. But I'm going to keep doing it, aren't I? I'm going to keep doing it. Sometimes this idea of perfection or this idea of professionalism, this idea of this stuff, that's exactly what gets in your own way. Just be who you are, man. You'd be surprised at the stuff that comes out of you. You'd be surprised at how good the stuff that you have inside, man. You got to make that happen. You got to give yourself a chance to make that happen. And I love you guys for giving me this. But I think that at least the early guys know, I've said it from day one and I mean it. Whether I was doing this and there were 2 people listening or 2 million people listening makes no difference to me. It can't. I don't know who these people are. 72 people right now. We've had up to 600 people in the room. I don't know who these people are. Can't worry about it. I know those of you who are talking here, that I know, sure. But other than that, most people don't chat. Most people come in and say, what the hell did I step into? And most of the time, that's the right reaction. I can imagine what your spouses or you people in your house, listen to this show on any given day. And it's like, wait a second. This guy's out of his fucking mind. One day he's screaming, another day he's serious, another day... Yeah, you mean what, like life? Yeah, exactly, like that, like life. So, let me go pull some records, all right? Listen to the Jimmy Giuffre 3. This is a concert recorded in Graz back in 61. Some jazz for your ear holes. We good? Isn't Jimmy Giuffre pretty? Yeah. This one's going to be coming out on Record Store Day. I don't know which one. I'm not really following Record Store Day these days. It's all complicated. But yeah, it's one of those releases. I got an advance copy. It's just lovely. And I wanted to play Jimmy Giuffre because, well, we don't get to hear the clarinet very often. And I think it's a lovely instrument. There's no weird instruments for me, you know? I don't like this idea that it's like you got to play the guitar or you got to play the bass or you got to play, like if you play if you play jazz, it's got to be, you know, the saxophone. To me, all the instruments matter. Everything matters. And yeah, the clarinet is just an instrument that I kind of can't get enough of. I really like it. It's also known as the licorice stick. So if those of you have, you know, have ever heard that term, the licorice stick is what some jazz bows like calling it. Are we enjoying ourselves? It's crazy, man. I don't fucking know what I'm going to say when I open my mouth. Do you know that? Do you know that I did not plan any of this? You saw last week. It's just, I sometimes like, what am I going to say? What do I do? You know? It's, you figure it out. That's what it is, right? You make something out of nothing. Or you sit around and do nothing. Which one's it going to be? Understand something. Even the act of listening to this show, if it gives you something, and it inspires something, inspires you to do something else, if this show keeps you company while you're washing your dishes and cleaning your house and keeping order, then you're doing something. Don't place a value on some things being more important than others. That's nonsense too. All right? That's nonsense. Every job matters. Every job. From a fucking brain surgeon to a janitor. It all matters. It all has value. It all has meaning. So, you know what I'm talking about when I say don't let it stop you. You know what that means. You start getting inside your own head and you don't do a fucking thing instead. Paralysis of analysis. Is that what they call it sometimes? Do something, whatever it is. Like I said, even if it's just listening to this show to get you by to do your dishes, clean your house, cook for the family, whatever it is that you're doing. Or paint to it. I've seen Brooke paint while listening to the Sunday shows. I should probably turn on the Zoom. Get behind the mule, man. Never stop. So, and no matter how hard things get, and things get hard. Things get fucking hard. I know they do. Hold on, always. Always. It's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard. It's hard. I'm telling you. What I'm doing, it's hard. It's fucking hard. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. So, that should also help you put your own critics exactly where they need to be. And sometimes the only critic that you have, and always the worst critic that you have, is the critic that you have between your own two ears. That's the worst one. That's the one you got to silence. Even that critic stops talking shit when you're doing what you have to do. It's replaced by something else. You replace your voice inside your own head by something more positive. Because you don't give that voice any other chance. You don't give that voice the choice. You're doing something and you know that you're doing something. You know that you're moving forward. That voice inside your own head changes. Why? Because you're proving it to yourself. Because you have the fucking proof. It's like, what? Listen, bitch, I went 150 straight days. How many did you go? See, because for me, I've been put down my whole life. I've been fucking just dragged down forever. My relationship with my father is not one that I understand very much. He's just somebody who actively tried to beat me down. Why it is that a father would treat a son that way is not something that I understand. I don't, because it's like, I want my daughter to do better than me. I don't understand at all. She's my pride and joy. My family is my pride and joy. So I don't get that, but I grew up with that. And I got a very harsh critic inside my own head. But even the harshest critic, it's like, bitch, I've worked 5 straight months. 5 straight months. You're going to step up? What are you know? Give yourself that reason. Give yourself that reason. And understand something when you talk about bullies. Your worst bully is you. The worst bully is you, man. It's that voice inside your own head that's stopping you. That's the one you gotta beat. And you can put it in other people and all the rest. You can project all that shit onto other people and see villains everywhere. And all. The villain in your own mind, man. That's the one you gotta beat. And the way you beat it is just do. That's it. Get behind the motherfucking mule. That's it. And when shit gets hard, you hold on. What I'm saying is that Tom Waits is a very smart man.
They hung a sign up in our town. If you live it up, you won't live it down. So she left Monte Rio's son, just like a bullet leaves a gun. With a charcoal rice and Monroe hips, she went and took that California trip. Oh, the moon was gold and her hair like wind. Said, don't look back, just come on, Jim. Oh, you got to hold on, hold on. You got to hold on, take my hand, standing right here, you got to hold on. Dime store watch and a ring made from a spoon. Everyone's looking for someone to blame. And you share my bed, you share my name. Well, go ahead, call the cops. You don't meet nice girls in coffee shops. She said, baby, I still love you. Sometimes there's nothing left to do. Oh, but you got to hold on, hold on. Baby, gotta hold on and take my hand. Standing right here, you gotta hold on. Well, God bless your crooked little heart. St. Louis got the best of me. I miss your broken China voice. How I wish you were still here with me. Oh, you build it up, you wreck it down, and you burn your mansion to the ground. Oh, there's nothing left to keep you here. But when you're falling behind in this big blue world, oh, you've got to hold on, hold on. Baby, gotta hold by the Riverside Motel. It's thin below and falling by a 99-cent store. She closed her eyes and started swaying. But it's so hard to dance that way when it's cold and there's no music. Oh, your old hometown so far away, but inside your head there's a record that's playing a song called Hold On, Hold On. Baby, gotta hold on to take a mind. Standing right there, gotta hold on. You gotta hold on, hold on. Baby, gotta hold on. Take a mind. Standing right there, gotta hold on. You gotta hold on, hold on. Baby, gotta hold on and take a mind. Standing right here, you gotta hold on. You gotta hold on, baby, gotta hold on and take a mind. Standing right here, you gotta hold on. 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 You gotta hold on, baby. You gotta hold on. You gotta hold on. You gotta hold on.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love Tom Waits. He's been with me since forever. Music pulls me through. I know I'm not alone in that, right? Music pulls me through. It's really been something. I've kind of watched my life change. I've watched my life transform from this terrified kid, fucking terrified, traumatized kid, to a teenager who realized he was getting eaten alive. So I learned how to put on my armor. And my armor was anger. And I used it to great effect. I learned how to protect myself. And then for many, many years, I realized that the walls that you build up, they don't only keep the bad people out, but they also keep the good things out. So walls create problems. If you're afraid of being invaded, okay, sometimes it's better to work on that, because that same wall keeps the good stuff out as well. So I struggled with that for many, many years. That wall for me is that anger. That anger that made it so that people wouldn't fuck with me. But the thing is you know what happens with anger? You live by the sword, you die by the sword, that kind of thing. What winds up happening is that you attract the same shit. So you attract a bunch of people around you that are all in the same type of situation, and you... no good. It doesn't work. I realized that the armor didn't work. The armor at one point was hurting me more than it was doing me any good. It stopped serving its purpose. So I started shedding the armor. And in my case, you see, shedding the armor didn't mean that I just stopped being angry. I'm plenty angry. It just means that I had space for everything else. So now I could be sad, and I could cry. Now I could be really happy. Now I could show empathy. And now I could allow myself to delve into the complex world that is human emotion. And I started becoming comfortable with that. Did it make me less angry? Fuck, anybody that watches this show knows. Anybody that answers this show knows. Am I an angry guy? Fuck yeah. That anger just gonna go away? No, because it's just this human emotion. people that try to place emotions on some kind of scale of importance or some kind of scale of value, with happiness being at the top. The pursuit of happiness is fucking nonsense up to a certain point if you think that that's the only emotion that counts. You really want to be happy? Learn how to be solid with anger. Learn how to be solid with sadness. Learn how to be solid with all of those things that gets all of these people into all kinds of trouble because they can't deal with it. That's what you need to do. Give yourself a fucking break and deal with the other stuff. You have to. You have to. But it starts with you. So, I didn't become less angry. I just became more versatile. I became a human being. I could be happy and I could be sad and I could be angry, and I realized, you know what? I'm not going to hate myself for being angry. When I'm angry, I'm angry. And if I make a mistake, then I will apologize for it. So I started looking at it as a tool, and I've described it very often as the sharpest tool in my belt. The sharpest, most effective tool that you have is the most dangerous one, very, very often. It's the one that'll fuck you up. Chef's knives, they will fuck you up if you don't know what you're doing with them. You understand? So, it's only once I started playing with it and I gave myself a chance to make mistakes. So it's like, you'll see that when I get angry, I'm always contemplative about it. I always think about it. I always try to adjust it, because if it's such a sharp tool, if this tool is so sharp, I don't want to kill anyone with it. I don't want to hurt other people with it. I want to learn how to use this tool in the best way possible. And in order to do that, you know how it is? You ever see the fugu episode of The Simpsons? Right? The puffer fish. It's supposed to be the most delectable sushi that you can get, but only a master sushi chef can make it, because it's like if you cut wrong, you're basically serving something that'll poison them, because the fugu, the puffer fish, is a poisonous fish. So there's the fugu episode, right? That kind of thing. It's like, that's exactly it. You need the master chef. It's not just the sharp knife and making sure that you're not hurting others with it, stabbing people, and just using it in a way that causes more harm than good. It's also knowing exactly where to cut. It's being able to recognize exactly where to cut, and should it be cut out or should you just leave it there? Because if not, fugu, you cut it wrong, what happens? The puffer fish kills you. And you're eating bad sushi, just like Homer Simpson. You don't want to be a Homer Simpson, do you? Well, I kind of want to be a Homer Simpson. I like donuts too, you know? So the only way it is that I could learn is I gotta be able to use that weapon. I gotta be able to use that, the sharpest tool in my arsenal. I have to use my anger. It's the part of me that scares me the most. It's the part of me that's the biggest challenge. It's the part of me, when it is that I act like a damn fool, it's because anger takes over. When it is that I make mistakes, it's anger. Anger's usually the emotion behind it. All right? So anger has cost me dearly. Anger's cost me dearly. Is that anger going to go away? No. Because it's an energy. Anger's an emotion, just like the rest. So what do I got to do? I got to learn how to deal with it. That's what I got to do. I got to learn how to make sure that I can use that tool in a way, that sharpest tool that scares me because I've seen it hurt. I got to make sure that I use that tool to such great effect and with such wisdom that it becomes the most lethal, it becomes the most important, it becomes the most powerful tool in the arsenal, and not just something that I'm scared of. It's like, fuck, I can't touch that. That thing will kill. You understand? You have to give yourself a chance to work on those things. And you have to give yourself a chance to fuck up. My answer is, when you fuck up, just own it. And you guys will see me. If I'm grumpy, if I got something wrong and all the rest of this, if I made a mistake or whatever, you'll see, look, I just want to take a moment to own it. I can't do anything. If I got it wrong, I can't do anything. I did it. Sorry, man. My bad. I own it. Can't do much more than that. So, if you don't give yourself a chance, you're going to fuck yourself up in bad ways. In ways that are worse than cutting yourself with your sharpest tool. You're going to do all sorts of things that are not going to answer. You're going to start taking drugs. You're going to start smoking pot. You're going to start smoking pot. You're going to start drinking. You're going to start doing a whole bunch of things. Hurting yourself. Eating too much. What? You think I don't know my size? I know what my size is. There's a whole bunch of things that you do to hurt yourself. Addiction seems to just be the most obvious one. Because you're running away from something else. It's because you can't deal with something else. And the solution winds up being the bigger problem eventually. So, whether you like it or not, the only fucking road, there's no other road. Embrace the suck. Look at those ugly parts of you. Look at those parts that you're not sure of. Look at those parts that scare you. Look at those parts, the hardest fucking parts. And work it, man. Deal. You're going to make mistakes. Am I going to get angry again? Of course I'm going to get angry again. But I've learned how to kind of express it in a grumpy way that makes me sound like a fucking old coot so that you can laugh at me. Because it deflects. Humor deflects right away. So I've kind of I've settled into this grumpy old man thing that kind of gives it a caricature and takes the edge off anger. I've learned how to better express my other emotions. So I cry when I need to cry. I laugh when I need to laugh. Sometimes I'm stupid, but sometimes I'm not. And it's by doing that everything else balances out. You know what I'm saying? So, stop analyzing. Just do. Just do. Whatever it is. One little thing. Doesn't matter what it is. Just do. And don't be afraid of those things. You can't. Or be afraid of them. Be scared of them. Be terrified. But just do it anyway. You have to. You have to. You're never going to forgive yourself if not. You know you have to deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Now. Let it hurt. It's better to let it hurt. I promise. And it gets better. And you learn. And you make more mistakes. And then you get up. And you learn something from it. So you get just a bit better and you make a little adjustment. And then you make another mistake. And you make another little adjustment. After making 150 mistakes and making 150 adjustments, guess what? You're a whole lot better than you were on day one. On day 150, all of a sudden, you got some shit figured out. But you may have opened up a whole other thing. It's like, oh my God, now there's this whole other set of problems. Yeah. But you know what happened to your problems? Your problems got better, not worse. You advanced. There's still problems ahead, of course. Yeah, it's called human life. But those problems are advanced because you got this other shit out of the way. You understand? The first thing you do if you want to build a road, get rid of the fucking trees. Get rid of the rocks in the path. You have to do the ugly stuff. You have to do the grunt work. You got to do the spade work. So, do the spade work. Be respectful of the monster inside you. Know you're incomplete without it. Yeah, let that monster feed you. But feed you properly. So my anger, I try to let it feed me properly. As much as that, And I'm telling you, that's where I fuck up the most. That's where I fuck up the most. But I also know that my anger's taken me a lot of places. Okay? I know that I'm the type of guy, don't tell me I can't do something. Don't. You say something mean to me, I promise I'll remember. You might think I don't remember, but I will remember, and I will make it my business to shove it down your throat. Will I really shove it down the person's throat? No, but it motivates me, because I have that inside me. Because I got that inside me. It's like, really? All right, I'm going to show you. You want to take a shot at me? All right. Don't worry. When I get you, though, I'm going to fucking get you and I'm going to cancel you. You understand? When I play for checkmate. And believe me, checkmate is in your future. Checkmate, bitch. And I got all kinds of people in my mind right now that I'm thinking of. And I will checkmate each and every one of them. All of them. I will cancel all of them. I will beat all of them. Is that a way to live? Only if it's not harming anybody. That's the monster inside me. That monster gets me up every fucking day. That monster makes it so that I'm always looking to make sure that I fucking crush those people. Crush them. What happens when I'm finally at the position where I can? You know what happens? You don't need to crush anybody anymore. Why? For what? So what it is that I've done is I've taken this need to crush those that have wronged me and I use it as fuel. Not harming anybody if it's staying in here. I use the monster in here and I use it to feed me fuel. It fuels me, fuels me, fuels me, fuels me, fuels me. And when it fuels me to the point where I get to where I need to be, do I really need to crush? No. I trust that I am the type of human being that will not harm myself. I will not use that anger. I will not use that sharpest tool to cut myself. Because if I really, at that point where I'm in a position to crush you, if I crush you, what the fuck did I do it for? What did I do? I built a house so I could burn it. So what do I do with the fact that I gotta crush these people? I gotta fucking crush them. Anybody that's wronged me, anyone that's talked shit about me, I will get you. I promise. I'll get you all. All of you. All of you. Maybe you don't remember your words. I remember your words. I will get you. I will fucking destroy you. The way it is that I destroy you is I destroy you inside myself. I don't need to destroy you. I destroy you inside me. And I use that anger to motivate me to move forward. And you know when it is that I've destroyed you? When you stop mattering. When I reach that point, what do I need to crush you for? For what? What does it give me? It takes away from me if I crush you, doesn't it? Because it makes me an asshole. It makes me who you were when you treated me that way. Am I interested in becoming you? No. I don't like you. I don't want to become you. But I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use the humiliation, I'm going to use the fucking pain, I'm going to use all of that to motivate me. And then when it's time that I can fucking ruin you, I won't. Because that would make me a monster. You use the monster. You don't become the monster. You use it. I'm not sure if any of this makes any sense. But that's why I tell you, whenever it is that I see a downvote, don't worry about downvotes. I like downvotes. Bring it. Bring it. No problem. Number one, downvotes here, I don't know these people. Who gives a shit? And if I did, these people would never step up to me. Because if they did... So these people exist in their own shadows. So let them exist in their shadows. Exist in your shadow. No problem. Stay in your shadow. I got work to do. All you're doing is fueling me. That's it. I can't be fucking stopped. So, yeah, that's my thing on the monster, man. That's my thing on the sharpest tool. And that's the shit that I struggle with. And I will. I'll struggle with it. I'll keep using that tool, and I'll keep making mistakes, and I'll keep cutting where I'm not supposed to cut, and I'll keep injuring myself and others. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to own it. So what it is that I'm going to do is I'm not going to say, oh, it's because of this, that. No, I'm going to say it's because I'm an angry guy. And I missed it. Because at least that shows you that you don't want to be where you are. You want to be better. You want to be better. Being better means that you're not where you want to be now. You can't get better if you don't want to be better. If you're already where you want to be, you're not going to get better. If you already know, you're not going to learn. So if you want to get better, work on the things that are stopping you from being better. That's it. And sometimes that stuff sucks. Sometimes that stuff hurts. Sometimes that stuff is the sharpest tool and that's the one that cuts. Sometimes that stuff is a monster. So use the fucking monster. I promise you, I will crush you. I will fuck your shit up. You will not stop me. I will do everything I set out to do. You cannot stop me. And I will win. And then I'm going to walk away from you. Because you don't matter anymore. But thanks for the fuel. I got to get behind the mule now. Keep typing.
Jimmy the Harper with a hard little pistol and a lariat. She's going to the bottom and she's going down the drain. Said she wasn't big enough to carry it. She got to get behind the mule, yeah. In the morning and plow, yeah. Got to get behind the mule. In the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule. In the morning and keep behind the mule. The morning and plow. Chopper the chops with the axe in the woods. You got to meet me by the fall down tree. A shovel of dirt upon a coffin lid. And I know they come looking for me, boys. I know they come looking for me. Got to get behind the mule, yeah. In the morning and plow. Behind the mule in the morning and plow. Get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Well, Big Jack Girl was 8'1" and he stood in the road and he cried. Couldn't make her love him, I couldn't make her stay. But tell the good Lord that he tried. Got to get behind the mule, yeah. The morning and plow. Get behind the mule. The morning and plow, yeah. You got to get behind the mule. In the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule. In the morning and dusty trail from Atchison to Placerville on the wreck of the Weaverville stage. Beautified painted for a lemonade. I was stirring my brandy with a nail, boys. Stirring my brandy with a nail. Got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Get behind the mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow, yeah. Get behind the mule in the morning and plow. James, Jack the Cutter, and the pockmarked kid. They had to stand naked at the bottom of the cross and tell the good Lord what they did. Tell the good Lord what they got to get behind the mule. Come on and plow. Get behind the mule. Come on and plow. Punctuated birds on the power line. In the Studebaker with Birdie Joe a host. I'm digging all the way to China with a silver spoon while the hangman fumbles with the noose. The hangman fumbles with the noose. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Get behind the mule in the morning and plow. You got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Pin your ear to the wisdom post. Pin your eye to the line. Never let the weeds get higher than the garden. Always keep a sapphire in your mind. Always keep a diamond in your mind. You got to get behind the mule. Morning and plow. Got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow. Got to get behind the mule in the morning and plow.
That's my anthem. I didn't realize it was my anthem when I bought the record. When did this come out? 93 or something? It came out a long time ago. Well, long, whatever. 93 or something like that. All I know is that when it came out, I mean, I loved the album immediately, the whole thing. But that song I didn't realize would mean as much as it does now. That's my anthem. That's still a song. That's still a song that reminds me what I gotta do. Motherfuck, you're not feeling good? Get behind the mule. This is dragging your ass. This is dragging you down. Get behind the fucking mule. Get behind the mule. If you have to stop, at least get behind the fucking mule and just go. All right? If you really need to stop, you'll know. But you gotta fucking know that you took that step every day. You have to. It's kind of like Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, or just basically anybody with addictions, right? The chips. And how many days sober, how many years sober, they know. Because it matters. Every single fucking day matters because it's an addiction, right? It's an addiction. You have to fight. So there's nobody that understands more than somebody who's addicted to something what it means to get behind the mule. Because every day is getting behind the mule. Every day you win. But you got to do it every day. Why? Because it's hard. Because it's hard. And when your year goes by and you get your chip, you get to be proud of it. You get to be proud of it because you did it. And the second year chip, you get to be proud of it. And I'm pretty sure that if you asked any addict, one of their greatest strengths, you know what it is? They basically tell you, I'm an addict. They tell you. Because it's their weakness, and they fight with it, and they recognize what they are, they recognize what's inside them, and they fight, and they get behind the mule, and one day becomes 100, and another day, then it becomes a year, and then it becomes 2 years, and then it becomes 10 years. And whenever it is that you feel bad, what do? You turn to somebody else, a sponsor. Why? Because sometimes you don't want to get behind the mule, that's why. Because you're fucking dragged down, there's something just makes you, but you have to. You have to. Because it accumulates. It doesn't feel right on the one day or whatever, but it accumulates. And whatever it is that you've accumulated, you own it. It's yours. You spent a year without a drink, you own that. It's yours. So, I did 150 straight days of work. That's mine. It's mine. You can't take that shit from me. Mine. Does it matter if I fail at 200? Nope. Doesn't. I succeeded at 150. It's important to live. It's important to live honestly. And honestly isn't pretty. Honestly is ugly. Honestly is not perfect. Honestly is the scars. Honestly is the ugly shit. The dirt under your nails. That's why whenever it is that you hear me talk about blues, I always talk about I like the dirty stuff. Because the blues tells me you've lived. You can't sing about pain if you don't feel pain, if you've never felt pain. You can't. You want to make good art, you want to make good blues, you got to suffer. Doesn't work any other way. I've had this gift of gab my whole life, okay? So I know that I have a way with words. I've had it my whole life. Taken me years to kind of like, get to where it is that I'm now and I'm finally utilizing it in a possible way type of thing. But I remember real early on, people would hear me talk and they say, it's like, you should be like a motivational speaker. They used to tell me, you should be a motivational speaker. You should do all of that. That whole thing. And I thought to myself, I was in my 20s. Like, no. I'm in my fucking 20s. Who am I to fucking dispense any type of life advice on anyone? Why? Because I know how to talk? That would make me the biggest fucking fraud in the world, wouldn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to sharpen it up to be the ultimate tool of bullshit so that I can earn money on it and suck someone in. It's not real. It's not. I've said it before, man. If you ever come across a 30-year-old life coach, run away. Run the fuck away. You are in the presence of a grade A narcissist. Right? Don't look for the answers outside yourself, man. Look for them inside yourself. Do it. It's important. Me? This is what it is that my platform is. It works. It seems to be like that. I try to speak in an honest, unvarnished way. I try to admit what my feelings are. I try to admit what my weaknesses are. And I own whatever mistakes I make. That's my only way. Would I ever sell this? Go on the road, be in a fucking hotel lobby where we have an all-day seminar? Fuck no. What a pile of shit. What a pile of shit. No. What it is that I'm going to do is I'm going to try to surround myself with people that constantly have people in my circle that constantly help me strive to become better. You understand? Marv, you got to be your own higher power. That's what you got to be, not me. I can help you look at things. I can help you maybe look at that next step. If I help you look at that next step and you're not planning that next step yourself and you're not taking that next step yourself, it's useless. Useless. On the other hand, don't be too hard on yourself. It takes a while for your brain to adjust. It takes a while for your brain to finally give you the courage to do what it is that you've been putting off. So there's a mental part of it. You have to chew on it. You have to sleep on it. When you get a bunch of ideas that get thrown at your head, if you think that you're just boom, that stuff's you got to absorb it. You got to study. You have to study. Sleep on it. What happens is that those ideas, you're going to try them out, and they're going to work, and you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to make the adjustment, and you make adjustments and adjustments and adjustments. But you gotta be your own higher power. And one of the ways to do that, just again, to me, the thing that struggle it's always been is kind of like, wait a sec, is this just some big exercise in narcissism? That's always been, and it's like, nah. I'm just trying to do the best I can. That's it. And it's a really funny thing when you admit your own weaknesses and you admit your own shortcomings. You would be amazing. You would be amazed at how much latitude people give you. How much people are willing to say, it's all right, I got you. So don't think for 1 second that I don't know that you guys got my back. I know you got my back. I know you got my back. And I know that you rely on a show like this. I know that it's your comfort. I know that it gives you a certain amount of time to kind of hang out with the same people, be in a positive environment, learn music. We have some laughs. We do a whole lot of things. I get all of that. I understand my responsibility. Okay? I won't let you down. This is what I do. You know? I'm never going to go to the moon. I can only do what what my life has prepared me for. I can only do what my life has given me with the experience that I have and use what's inside me, which is what? My passions. My passions include anger. Anger is a passion. So you got to learn how to do that every day. Every day. Every day. You work on it. But yeah, we're going to listen to some Gonzales, right? Very, very chill piano. Hopefully, it'll set you straight. All right, well, Chili Gonzales said his piece, didn't he? Very, very delicate piano, solo piano music. I'm a big fan. This dude's from Montreal. Very big fan of his. Look, man, I'm glad that you enjoy the show. It's so cool to be able to hang out with you this way, you know? I feel privileged to be able to do this every day. Realize something, that the only way that it matters is if I'm the example. My words don't mean shit unless I follow up with action. Saying and doing, not the same thing. Real easy to say. Doing, yeah, that's the rub. So, for somebody who makes his living with words, I'm telling you, words don't mean shit unless you follow them up with action. So, I know what I gotta do. Get behind the mule, man. But I can also say that this next song, basically, I've related very closely to it ever since I first heard it. It's one of the most important Neil Young songs for me. I just relate to it, you know, so, I mean, I'm guessing you all know it, but, yeah, let's play, okay?
From start but where the feelings stay. I wanna love you, but I'm getting blown away.
Picked a nice long one. I kind of figured that Neil would help me get through this mint. Guess not. I'm enjoying an edible, having a coffee, and chilling out with all of you guys. It's amazing. Not sure that there's anything I'd rather do than this. Well, no, I know for a fact that there's nothing I'd rather do than this. So I'm glad that you guys see value in it too. I'm glad that you guys get something out of it. I mean, we've gotten to know each other, you know? Think about the people in this room. Who do you see every day in this room? Tell me. You want to do an exercise? Would you like to engage? You don't have to if you don't want to. But would you like to engage? I'm not sure it's a conversation as much as it is just, I don't know what it is, but during this entire time that you've been here, whether you're new, whether you've been here since the first day of the 150 broadcasts, whether you've been here since before that, whether you're patron number 3 or patron number 476, it doesn't matter. If you've been here for any type of period, who have you gotten to know here? Who do you know? Who have you become friends with here? Who do you love here? Why? Why do you like them? Why are they important to you? Because there are people here that are important to you. I know, because, I mean, you're all important to me. Who have you seen here in this room with us that expresses things that you admire? That is the type of person that's like, yeah, this is why I'm here. Because I told you, Vinyl Junkies isn't me. It's not me, man. Think about it. If it was only me and we'd be in a room full of fools, this shit would fall apart immediately. It's you guys. You understand. The community is you. The community is not one person. The community is you. And the way you are with each other. And the way you are when people come in, when new people come in. You are the ones. So it's like, obviously, we've done a pretty good thing because everybody here is pretty damn cool with each other. Have you made any friends? People that you have learned to admire, respect, get to know, you know? I look at all of these names, it's like, look, man, Rob Martel and I, Rockabilly Rob, from day one, just a connection. Then I learned about Hazelwood, but a connection. Short Bus, Filthy 50, won't ever let anyone forget it. He comes in, the man is here, he's right at the very beginning. He's the one of the cornerstones, one of the earliest people who just came and said, I have your back. Delaney, young kid who's got a work ethic unlike many. Kid, your work ethic's going to get you far in life. And is always willing to please. He's still growing. He's still growing into himself. But he comes in with an energy that is absolutely fucking bonkers. And all of you benefit from him. All of you do. All of you. The Dailies, who are some of the most kind-hearted people that I've ever met in my entire life. Brooke needed a turntable and records. He didn't need a turntable and records, but they sent him one. With records. All of these acts of kindness that you guys have shown to each other. Glad ecstatic. I mean, I speak to this guy every day now. We're always talking about music. I mean, it's one message here and a message there, but he's sent me a bunch of records so that I can play them for you. He sent me the first instrument I'm going to learn. Colorado Sam, who stuck by me at a time when a lot of people were leaving and telling me that I was things that I was not and that I am not. He stuck by me, and I hope I did you right. Fucking Pashemek, who I almost never see because he lives out in Poland. But you're here. You think I don't know that you're an early patron? I know that you're an early patron, Pashemek. I do. I took the time to learn your family name, remember? You matter. You don't have to be here every day. You're here. You're with us. Johnny Campbell. I'm not sure that there's anybody more crucial to my personal growth than that person, because he breaks down life in a way that is completely different from me, and he has skills, great skills, in a way that have allowed me to break out of my own box and look at things differently. So I can't even speak to the guy too often because it's just, It beats the shit out of me when it does. But that's a good thing, because it challenges me, my brain is full, and then I go sleep on it. And I absorb it. But I can actively tell you that I'm becoming a better person. I'm becoming a more effective person because of the conversations that I have with you, Johnny. So, you may be some hick from Texas, but I sure as hell value you. You're one of the people in my life that makes me think the most. Critically, positively. Youngblood. Look, anything that you hear over here, audio, you hear me fix things up, you hear all of this stuff, you hear the fucking drops, all the... Youngblood is... Youngblood's what's going to take this entire fucking thing forward. Okay? Youngblood is Jeff Norris. Youngblood is going to be the fucking... I might be the conductor or whatever of Mohan Concret, but Youngblood's the guy that's going to help me realize that, because he's got knowledge that I will never have. Youngblood's knowledge of what I'm trying to do right now is several steps ahead of me. He is advanced game. So I'm telling you, if you guys dig what's going to happen with Mohan Concret and where we're headed, we're not done yet. Youngblood's going to be the guy that's going to get us there. He's got that. Not because he has to. He doesn't have to do anything. He wants to. And he'll only do what he wants, but... my brain has completely fucking been opened up because of this guy. Completely. I am now playing with a part of myself that wasn't there. That sounded bad. So, all of you guys do play a role, man. You all play a role. My wife, ain't nobody gonna ever replace my wife. Ever. It's not possible. My wife's been with me through the big good times, the bad times. She enjoyed it when we had money and used to go on vacation. She fucking grinded it out when we were poor as dirt and looking at the cans of beans in our fucking cupboard. And came within one day of losing our house. You don't replace that. You don't replace that. This woman is the dictionary definition of loyalty. Ain't nobody gonna have my back like my wife's got my back. Nobody. Nobody. Nelson and Janice, these are my family. I've gone to see these people. They've let me into their home. We are in their home. We know their children. The knowledge that you guys share with each other, the knowledge, the music, the fucking bank of knowledge that's here is astounding. Astounding! If you want to just look at what you guys get with this show, just from the musical tip, nothing else. This community right now, all of these people, this is a living, breathing Wikipedia page. This is a living, breathing Wikipedia page right now. The amount of knowledge in this room is fucking astounding. You know why? Because there are so many hardcore music nerds here. People that understand that this is not just a pastime. This is something that's like, I need this art. I need it. It gets me by. I can't do... Music is medicine. Music is magic. Music is everything. You got people that are so deeply invested in the same way. The collective bank of knowledge and the collective bank of passion for art that's in this room. Friend, If you come out of this and you spend only 15 minutes here, if you come out of this not learning something, you must be dead from the fucking neck up. Because it's impossible. You will always learn something. You'll always come across something. You'll always share something positive. It's what we do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you an artist that I've introduced some of you to, because it's beautiful music and you need it in your collection. If you don't have any Arvo Pärt, some of you I said the word Arvo Pärt, I mentioned the composer Arvo Pärt, and some of you are all ready to go into a zone. It's time to go into that zone. For those of you who have never listened to Arvo Pärt before, I would encourage you to maybe just stop what you're doing and give yourself a chance to listen properly. So, stop for a bit. That's what Sunday's supposed to be about anyway, right? Stop for a bit. Listen carefully. The man is magic. So, you understand why I play Arvo Pärt? That's why I play Arvo Pärt, man. because it's just it's transformative. It's another level completely. And I do play tabula rasa all the time. Why? Not because I don't know the other stuff. Sure, I know the other stuff. Because I'm trying to share something absolutely beautiful and transformative with you. And I know that that's a song that those of you who have heard it before are only going to love it when you hear it again. And those of you that have never heard it before, it will change your life. And I know that. So, Arvo Pärt, man. A-R-V-O, Pärt, P-A-R-T, tabula rasa. I have 3 or 4 different versions of it. Whenever it is that I see it, if it's a version I don't have, I buy it. I want everything from Arvo Pärt, all of it. It's all good. It's all. I mean, there's some choral stuff that might not be for some of you, but I like all of it. Me there, it's just that man's compositions. He's the voice of God to me. It's crazy. You know, my wife mentions, why is it that every time she hears this, it makes her want to cry? Well, yeah, because it's that beautiful. It's just, it's unfettered, innocent beauty. It's amazing. So, I'm going to play you the Lee Hazelwood. Because, Lee Hazelwood's a very big part of my life. The connections there, I think a lot of you just know what they are already. You love him, you understand the history. I love him. So, why don't we just love him together for a bit, okay? I try to imagine that Lee Hazelwood hated a lot of people in the industry. He fucking hated the industry. He railed against the industry. And I try to imagine myself sometimes in a room with him, being friends with him. And I try to tell myself that he would like me. And then I tell myself maybe he wouldn't. Because I'm one of those guys that would give it back. I don't know how well he took having it given back to him, but it's like, I take no shit, not from anybody. You could put Jimi Hendrix in front of me. If he started yelling at me, I'd yell back. So I kind of wonder about that, because everyone's talked about how it is that, it's just this fucking tirade that he was, it's just fueled with anger. So, but I tell myself that I would like to think that he'd like what I do. So, Lee, I love you more than you can possibly know. That music of yours, it's magic to me.
There were times when being together was fun, and there were times when being apart was even more fun, and there were times when there was nothing but time, and that was no fun. Well, the man just let me out, and I think it's Monday morning. There's a taste here in my mouth that tastes like Monday morning. And if I'm tasting my own mouth, and if it's Monday morning, well, I should be doing fine when I get you off my mind. And if it's Monday morning, My eyes are a little blurred for a Monday morning. You're leaving town, I've heard. If it's Monday morning, so goodbye's another word for Monday morning. But I could be doing fine if I could get you off my mind. And if it's Monday morning, won't someone help me quick? I'm down and I'm feeling sick. There's just too much of my head that's showing. God, if you won't help me, then help me, because I'm not exactly sure where I'm going. Well, I know I should go home if it's Monday morning, 'cause our room is all alone if it's Monday morning. But I'll probably get stoned if it's Monday morning. Then I'll think I'm doing fine, but I'll bet you're on my mind come next Monday morning. Well, the man just let me out, and I think it's Monday morning. There's a taste here in my mouth that tastes like Monday morning.
Listen to his words, man. Strong stuff. The man just let me out on Monday morning. There's a taste here in my mouth that tastes like Monday morning. It's just... It's a song about contemplation, man. It's so good. Yeah. Lee Hazelwood is that special kind of artist. It pleases me so much when you guys tell me that that you discovered Lee Hazelwood, like really discovered beyond Lee and Nancy, or Nancy and Lee, that you discovered Lee Hazelwood here. It's crazy how happy that makes me. So look, I am past my 2 hours. I'm past my 3 hours. But I'm not done. I'm going to give you another full side of music. I've wanted to put it on at the right time. And it doesn't feel right to play just a piece of it. It's something that should be listened to for an entire side. One song goes into another. And it's an exceptional piece of music if you like the kind of music that it is. Okay, it's I encourage you to sit down, listen to it. If you like the sounds, of course. I encourage you to sit down, listen to it, listen to the words, and just admire the poetry. Yeah. Because if you're able to spend a part of your Sunday just admiring some poetry and admiring the beauty of music and art, then yeah, that's a good Sunday. So thanks for making my Sunday real good. And, 1:51 tomorrow, bitches. We get behind the mule.
Huddled in the safety of a pseudo-silk kimono are mourning me right in the starless shutters of my eyes. The spirit of a misplaced childhood is rising to speak his mind to this orphan of heartbreak, disillusioned and scarred, a refugee. Safe in the sanctuary, safe.
spark. When I heard the sprinklers whisper, shimmer in the haze of summer lawns. Then I heard the children singing. They were running through the rainbows. They were singing a song for you. Well, it seemed to be a song for you, the one I wanted to write for you. For you. You. Lavender's blue, dilly dilly, lavender's green. When I am king, dilly dilly, you will be queen. A penny for your thoughts, my dear. A penny for your thoughts, my dear. Are you for your love? Are you for your love? Lavender's green, dilly dilly, lavender's blue. When you love me, dilly dilly, I will love you. A penny for your thoughts, my dear. A penny for your thoughts, my dear. Are you for your love? Are you for your love? For your
spider wanders aimlessly within the warmth of a shadow, not the regal creature of border caves, but the poor, misguided, directionless familiar of some obscure Scottish poet. The mist crawls from the canal like some primordial phantom of romance to cuddle under a cascade of neon pollen, while I sit, tied to the phone like an expectant fan. Your carnation will rot in a vase.
Train sleeps in a siding. The driver guzzles another can of lager, lager, to wash away the memories of a Friday night down at the club. She was a wallflower at 16. She'll be a wallflower at 34.
getting late for scribbling and scratching on the paper. Something's gonna give under this pressure, and the cracks are already beginning to show. It's too late. The weekend career girl never boarded the plane. They said this could never happen again. Oh, so wrong, so wrong. This time it seems to be another misplaced rendezvous. This time it's looking like another misplaced rendezvous with you. The parallel of you. On the outskirts of nowhere, on the ring road to somewhere, on the verge of indecision, I'll always take the roundabout way. Waiting on the rain, for I was born with a habit, from a sign. The habit of the windswept thumb and the sign of the rain.
see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Love you all.